Hello, it's Tuesday night. It's 8 o'clock Central European time. And yes, it's a sneaky little edition of ESC Fan TV. The road to Turin continues. Episode 4. And we're bringing you our thoughts on Romania, Spain, San Marino, the Netherlands, and Serbia this evening. Joining me, as always, I've got a fantastic panel of guests. And also, I have a fantastic amount of you in the chat room. Do please keep commenting. Hello to everyone that's in there. We've got Martin in there. We've got Vanya. We've got Lee. We've got Andrew. We've got Anita. We've got Anya. We've got Joe. We've got Thomas. We've got ESC Manga. And we've got Harry as well. Hello to you all. It's great to see you. And, you know, the conversation going throughout the show. Also, what would be a show without a panel? Alina, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be on the show. Can't wait to share my opinions, good or bad.
Hey, and it's great to see you. Also joining us, we've got Georgina. Great to see you. Welcome back.
Hello. Feels like I haven't been on for ages. I'm very, very excited.
Hey, and it's great to see you as well. There's some fantastic songs for you to comment on this evening. We've also got the lovely Donna. Good evening, Donna.
Hello again, everyone. It's nice to see you as always. And looking forward to this one because there's a lot of my favourites in this.
Hey. Also joining us, we've got Tristan. Good evening, Tristan.
Hello there. Good evening. Yeah, sorry, I got a little bit confused with the different hour. So apologies for a couple of minutes late.
Ah, yes, we've snuck this one in. Now, basically, we're calling ourselves the warm-up act to Martin Palmer's "Let Me Be the One" show, which is available on internet radio from 9 o'clock Central European time, 8 o'clock UK time this evening. And please go and give that a watch after this. It is fantastic. You will have noticed we did have a bit of a guest appearance from Stu there. He is busy sunning himself. I can only assume that the sangria has flooded the Wi-Fi line, but we may get a guest appearance from him at the end of the show. Now, guys, fantastic set of entries coming up today. What we need to do is, as always, if you're in the chat room, contribute. Make sure you click the like, comment, and subscribe buttons. Click the notification bell. Keep the conversation going on Facebook and Twitter and obviously Insta. And we will get started. And the first entry we are going to look at this evening is Romania. WRS with the song Llámame. I'll be honest, my pronunciation of this is not great. Now, Romania, let's talk about this. They haven't qualified since Yodelit made it through to the final in 2017, where it came 7th. They're performing 13th in semi-final 2. That was announced today. I've got this down as a mid-tempo ethno-pop track with some choreography to die for. Georgina, what do you think of this year's Romanian entry?
I really like it. I always find that I actually do quite like Romania's entries for some reason. But anyway, and I think they're in a really good position as well for the semis. I think it's one of those songs where you either you really like it or you don't. I'm hoping it does get through because it is one of my faves. It's not my top 3, but I'd say it's in my top 10. It's one that I always go to, and I do really, really like it.
Hey, it's always good. Donna, how do you reckon this is going to translate on the stage in Turin?
Actually, pretty well. I mean, I was one of the few that watched the Romanian final, and although they weren't my favorite, he wasn't my favourite at the time, as always, none of my favourites ever get through. But I think it's pretty good for the Eurovision stage. And he's definitely something to look at, isn't he? Alino definitely back me up on this, I think. We've got a nice selection of men to look at, even if we're not keen on the song. No, this is not bad, actually. I think it will stand Romania in good stead. And I get Golden Boy vibes. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me on that. It's got that grower build, I think, for it, and will definitely be a banger on the Euro Club stage, I think. So it's got high potential. It could qualify.
To be fair, yes, I can see the Euro Club absolutely bopping away to this. In the chat room, Michelle says, it's a fab summertime guilty pleasure tune. Harry is a big fan of Romania as well. And Andrew just sums it up with a smiley face emoji. Gotta love it. Now, Tristan, let's come to you. What are your thoughts on Romania?
I absolutely love it. I think they're very fortunate that they're in second semi-final, because that's the one that Spain can vote in. And of course, the Spanish do love it when other countries have a bit of the Spanish language in their song. So that's going to help a lot. And it is actually pretty. I mean, looking at the Spanish vloggers, Eurovision vloggers, they tend to really enjoy this particular song. So I think it's going to do well. It's most certainly obviously going to qualify. I think it could end up possibly top 10, possibly just about top 10. It's really nice. It's so catchy. I mean, it was my favourite of the Romanian songs when I watched the national final. It is terribly naff, but I think that's fine. I mean, it's just absolutely fun, and it's the most catchy, memorable song probably of all 40 if you only hear them once. And of course, a lot of people will only hear the songs once on the night, so that's going to stay in people's memories. So yeah, I think it's going to do very well.
Hey.
I might vote for it as well.
Blimey, positive praise indeed. And I have to say, it's actually quite nice to actually look at Romania's song, because I thought, do you know what? You look at them and you're like, oh, they haven't qualified since 2017. And I looked at that first, and I'll be honest, and then I listened to the song because I didn't keep up to date with the Romanian national final. I know, shame on me. And you listen to it, it's just like, oh, yes, absolute banger alert. Alina, has this got you bopping all the way around your flat?
Oh yeah, this is just, I love it so much. And the same with Georgina. But I have like a thing, and I don't know if it's a me thing or not, but I feel that there's like a little bit room for more practice, because I would love to see it at Eurovision as such a stronger like entry, that it's just like the man version of like Frigo and all the things, like I want to see it that way. Now I see it like it's good, but there's room for improvement.
Well, to be fair, there's 6 weeks to go. They may be tightening this up. Don't forget, we are just 6 weeks away from the first semi-final. I know I can't wait. I think it'd be absolutely amazing. Also, a good excuse for a few drinks. Lots of comments in the chat room about Stu, though. Stu, apparently you're ginger and burnt. Is this some kind of ginger creme brulee we're looking at here?
How flipping observant are the ESC Fan TV viewers? Yes, I'm ginger. Yes, I'm slightly red. Deal with it. No, it's nice to be back. I'm actually sunning myself for the first time in 2 years. And so, yeah, this song really gets you in the party spirit. It's a good one from Romania this year. Actually, when I first heard it, it kind of just flew me by. But this is a grower, and he's a good performer, and he delivers really, really well on stage. He's so flamboyant, and I can see Romania having a good Eurovision this time around. They've been a bit indifferent the last few years. They had a particularly bad Eurovision last year, and hopefully this year might be a bit better for them. I can see this as a qualifier, actually. It's a good entry. It's a good up-tempo bop.
Just got Harry's comment there. I don't know if you want to respond to that, Stu. Still need an explanation on the shirt. Sold the caravan, kept the curtains.
I don't need to comment on that. Thanks, Harry.
Brilliant. Guys, right, get the thermometers out. All you have to do, very simple. Thumbs up if you think it's going to qualify. Thumbs in the middle if you think it's a borderline. And thumbs down if it's a no from you. Very simple. We do it after 3. Join in along at home as well. It's a bit of fun. Put your responses in the chat. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, we have done what Saturday Night Show failed to do from the off. We all agree. Amazing. Yes, we have Romania down as a definite qualifier, and we look forward to it being performed in the second semi-final in just 6 weeks and 2 days. Yes, the tension is building. Now, guys, next up, it's last year's host country. It is the Netherlands. S10 singing the song Diepte, which again I've probably pronounced wrong. They are the winners from 2019. Obviously, the Netherlands came 23rd last year, but we can forgive them for that. The host countries seem to have a terrible record, mainly in the contest at the moment. Hosting seems to be a surefire way to actually prop up the scoreboard. This is a lovely guitar-led ballad I've got down here. Semi-final 1. It's going to be performed 8th. It's kind of like middle of the road in the performance. And let's start off with Donna. What do you think of the Netherlands entry?
Yeah. I was actually quite sold on this as soon as I heard it. I love her voice. Where's he gone? Hope it wasn't something I said. Yeah, I actually really love her voice. I've been trying for ages to think of the style that she's got, and I can't really compare it to anyone. It has a 90s sort of ethereal sound, and I just can't pinpoint it. But yeah, generally, I really like the song, and it should, I think, go through quite easily in semi-final 1 to the final. It should do reasonably well in the final, but I can't see it as a winner. He's changed his shirt. Sorry. Yeah, there's one bit though that really bugs me, and I find it really lazy songwriting. It's the da 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 before the chorus, which then goes ooh ah. So you've got a da 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 da, and I haven't counted how many, and then the ooh ooh ah ah, and I just think you could have filled that space so much better. So, or maybe it's just me. So, yes, I'm in two minds about the song overall, but it should do well.
Hey, well, let's test opinion. By the way, everyone seems to be commenting just on the song, but also on Stu's shirt. I mean, basically, Stu's decided he's going in for like 5 costume changes this evening. So every new song brings a new shirt, and we're looking forward to more new shirts later on in the show. Tristan, is this the type of songwriting that appeals to you, or have you got the same bugbear that Donna has with the ooey ah ah?
It's not really that. I mean, I it's okay. I just don't see why it's doing so well in the apps and in the betting. I think it's okay. It's quite depressing, really. It's a very depressing song. The video is extremely depressing, and we all need a bit of a cheer up, I think, after the years we've had. Also, the Netherlands has, last time they sang in Dutch, that was that fantastic Ik ben verliefd by Sieneke. That didn't qualify, so it's not singing in Dutch doesn't always, or singing in their original language doesn't always work very well for the Netherlands. It's all right. It's very ethereal, but it's nothing really to it, and I think it might struggle, especially with its being in the first half of the first semi-final, which is already quite strong. And first halves often don't do as well as the second half. So I'm not so sure about this one. It's okay, but it's not going to set you in a light.
It isn't, but I think in some ways the simplicity of it is actually what makes it. I can see Alina nodding away there. Is it the simplicity of this that actually makes it?
I love it. It's such a beautiful song. And I even like the da 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 and the ooh ah. It sticks in my head. Like, it's so beautiful. Maybe it's just because I'm Dutch speaking and I understand every word of it. But there's a thing, and that's also why I was laughing, and my boyfriend made jokes about it. So last year we had broccoli, and the whole Europe had a laugh. Now, in the first 2 sentences of the song, she sings, if your dream doesn't come true, als je droom er niet uitkomt. But I'm hearing, if your shit, je drol in Dutch, doesn't come out. And my boyfriend was like, yeah, she had too much broccoli from last year. I'm sorry. I thought it was a good joke. But I really love the song.
You know what? I can't help but feel with fruit and veg clearly being a theme of the year anyway. With lettuce from Latvia, bananas from Norway, that I think, to be honest, there is just a general trend towards food at the moment. I'm not entirely sure if that's a good thing or not. Stu, let's move on to you. Where do you see the Netherlands placing themselves this year?
I think this is one of the best songs of this year's contest, Tom. I really do. Has everything for me. I love the fact that the Netherlands have chosen to sing in their own native language this year. I think that's really important for them. What a song to do it with. This is about her own dark past. It's about her depression. It's about desperation. But it actually becomes a very positive song. And if you translate the lyrics and really look deeply into the music itself and the lyrics themselves, you'll find a really, really fantastically written song. You know, we've got an awards category about the best composed entry this year. For me, this would be up there. I think it's beautiful. I think she's stunning. I think vocally she's outrageously good. And I can't understand why we're sleeping on the Netherlands this year. This is an outrageously good entry. Congratulations, Netherlands.
Yeah. And you know what, though? Sometimes it's always good to sleep on some of those entries because, in actual fact, it's the nicest surprises, I think, at the end, as was demonstrated, I think, with the Common Linnets in 2014. Georgina, wrap this one up for us.
Yeah, I like this song. It's not one that stands out for me, but I still think it's a really good song, and I think it's going to do really well. I actually think it's, I can't see it as a winner, but I do think that performances and staging can totally change that, as we all know. But yeah, exactly what Stuart said. It is a lovely song. But for me, it's not one of my favourites, but that's just because of personal choice. But I do think it's going to do really well.
I think it's very much a full house for us here. Guys, time to get your thermometers out. Okay, as always, play along at home after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think the thumbs up just have it, but we've got some borderliners there as well. Let's just see what's coming through from people at home. Ian thinks this is a qualifier. It's a qualifier in Chris's eyes. Vanya's got it down as a qualifier. David's got it down as qualifying 4 times. But I think the other countries would be a bit annoyed if it took up 4 of the grand final slots for just one song. It's a yes from Harry. It's a yes from Michelle, but a no from Phil and a no from Andrew. Oh, and a yes from Anya and a yes from Thomas. Thanks, guys, for getting all of them in. Now, time for our third song of the evening. Where are we off to? It's San Marino. Archille Lauro with the song Stripper. San Marino have actually qualified for the last 2 finals, which is brilliant considering they've only qualified 3 times. Last year, Adrenalina was unable to beat Serhat's 19th, which he got with the song Say Na Na Na. Yes, I know, it was very imaginatively titled. They're going to be performing in semi-final 2. They're going to be on 7th. I've got this down as being rock and quirky with an essence of Maneskin in the fashion sense of the lead singer. And I think that with the tattoos all over the body in the video that I watched anyway. This is where people tell me I just watched the wrong video, which just be quite amusing. Let's go straight to Stu on this one. Kick us off.
So I'm not sure I see the Maneskin references, Tom, but it's definitely glam rock. I see all different types of music in this. I see a bit of Suzi Quattro from the 70s. I see a bit of Gary Glitter, though we're not supposed to talk about him anymore. And I see lots of other glam rock to kind of shaded metal ambiances to this. I don't know. It's a good song. I'm not sure how well it's going to do, but he's a phenomenal performer. I mean, he's incredibly good on stage, and he's pretty seasoned. He's fashion, as they say, and I would love San Marino to qualify this year, because it's just lovely to see San Marino make an effort and get a little bit further than they usually do. Let's not forget that they haven't breached that top 10 yet. Wouldn't it be lovely to see San Marino in the top 10 of Eurovision someday?
Oh, do you know what? It would be amazing to see San Marino in the top 10. I think we'd all love to actually see it. There's lots of love for this coming through in the chat room. Although for those familiar with Aldi, someone who shall remain nameless, Alina, has suggested that perhaps this is Maneskin from Aldi. Do you know
I'm
what?
not-
Let's just go straight to you, I think, on this.
Like, it's like I said in the comments, like, it's such a reminder of Maneskin, and maybe it's because they're just coming the year after Maneskin won, but it's, for me, it's a Maneskin version from an Aldi. It reminds me so much of the group, and I don't know if that could be like an advantage. I mean, and also, like, he's like doesn't have much clothes on. He's full covered with tattoos. He's like singing in Italian and then commenting with like English words, bad boy, stripper, blah, 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 blah. Like, I mean, come on. Like, no, it's a no for me. It's a
Do you know what? You're saying that, and yet I reckon when you're partying away in Amsterdam and this comes on the dance floor, I'm going to probably be able to get some video evidence of you bopping away to it. Partying away like it's 1979, I suspect. Hashtag just saying. Tristan, what do you think of this song?
Absolutely love it. I really like Archille Lauro. He was my favourite in the San Marino this year. I think Domenica is a better song, to be honest, but I think this is a better song than the one that Archille Lauro or ones that he brought in the past. But it's not as good as Domenica. I don't know what we're going to expect of him because he changes his look so often. So the Archille Lauro we saw in the fantastic San Marino national final might be completely different to the one we end up seeing in Turin, and I imagine he might even change his outfit between the semi-final and the final as well. It is a fantastic song. It's reminiscent of sort of like Billy Idol and stuff like that. Well, his look is anyway. His music is a bit more glam, as you say. I love it. I think it's going to I really think it's going to get the 12 points from the United Kingdom televote this year. I don't think it'll get the 12 points from the United Kingdom jury. I think that will go to Georgia, personally, because they gave 12 points last time. Georgia bought something a little bit odd, but I think it'll do very well. It's a shame that Italy can't vote in this one, of course, because then they'd definitely get 12 points from Italy, I imagine. I love it. It's a great song. It's got a lot of energy and it is different. It's going to completely stand out after Emma Muscat from Malta. You couldn't get a more different song to that. So it's singing in 7th place. So that's not too bad. It's not right at the start. It will do very well. And yeah, qualified, no problem. I'm most sure about this than any of the others that we're going to be talking about tonight.
Hey, well, do you know what? I take my hat off to you, Tristan. I think you've given it some really good analysis there. Backed up, I have to say, you have your fans in the chat room this evening as well, agreeing with your comments, which is always great to see. Georgina, let's come to you next.
Yeah, I don't mind this actually. It's not the kind of music that I would normally like, but I sing along as much as I can sing along to something. But yeah, I would sing along to this one, and it is quite good. I don't think it. I mean, I don't personally relate it to Maneskin, but I get why people do, and Lena, I get why you're thinking. But for me, it's no, it's totally different. But yeah, I hope that it will go through. I'm not really sure, but it's just so from me. I haven't really got much to say about the song, but it's a good one in terms of it's not one that I skip on the playlist, so that's good.
It's always a positive. Always a positive. Just before Donna wraps this up for us, let's have a look. What have we got there? Lena says, that's my fave boy right there. Phil, I'm so happy you didn't win San Remo now because this is a better song. Vanya says it's the best rock song this year and loves it. Thomas has said the leader oozes charisma, but I don't think it qualifies. I'm not sure, Thomas. I mean, this song seems to have blown up the chat room this evening. Phil Phil also says it's nothing like Maneskin. It's proper 70s glam rock. Michelle reckons it's bloody brilliant. Anyone with no top on is always good, although she's offered Stu a fiver to ensure he keeps his on. And I think basically there is just praise galore on here. And what have we got? Ooze, love that. Donna, wrap this up for us.
What else can I say? I think we've covered every sort of comment available on the subject of Achille. Of course we haven't. Achille's got his own show worth of comments, honestly. Given that I've seen his progression in San Remo since like 2019, where he's become like an Italian institution, this is where he needs to be. And well, all credit to him for actually like putting this quietly to the side so that no one knew that he was entering both competitions. So good on him. And yeah, he was definitely the winner in this one, no doubt. And to the Måneskin comments, he was there first, darlings. Sorry, he's 31. They're in the 20s. They took their inspiration from him, and many other idols like him. So there we go. They also have the same stylist, and you can see lots of different things there anyway. So he's going to show them exactly how it should be done, no doubt.
Oh.
I'm wondering if he's going to do something very similar to Maleducata with his strip pole and things like that. That could be entertaining on the stage.
Could be very, very, very entertaining.
The one thing we're sure of is we never know what we're going to get with him, and he will look absolutely beautiful, like a piece of art. That's what we're going to get.
Looking forward to it already. This could be San Marino's best ever placing. So, guys, what are we thinking? Remember, play along at home as well. Thumbs up for qualifying, thumbs down for not qualifying. In the middle, if you think it's going to be like Madonna and stuck on the borderline, let's have a go. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think the thumbs up have it again. It's 4 thumbs up. It's 2 borderlines. In the chat room, Lee is on the borderline. Michelle is thumbs up. Chris is thumbs up. Harry is thumbs down. Andreas is thumbs down. Phil's thumbs up. Vanya's thumbs up. Andrew's thumbs up. And there might be some more comments that come through. But guys, thanks for joining along at home. It looks like that this is a sure qualifier. Now, we've got a comment in the chat room that says Spain winner. Can I just say, stay tuned. We will be reviewing Spain in this show, but we have one more song just to come first. And that is Serbia. Yes. Performing third in semi-final 2, Konstrakta is performing a song called In Corpore Sano. She has a phenomenal voice. In actual fact, it was her band that actually opened Amy Winehouse's last ever concert, which was held in Belgrade. Serbia won in 2007. And to be fair, they've got quite a good track record of actually getting through to the final. Although, let's just say, they tend to prop up the mid-table when it comes to it, having come 18th, 19th, 18th and 15th in their last outings. I think this is quirky. It's got a strong beat. It's said that this is a bit of a critique of Serbian healthcare and unattainable beauty standards. And I'm going to let Donna start.
Well, how can I top that? Well, yeah, it's all those and so much more. I absolutely adore this. I really do. And I know there's going to be lots of people who disagree with me. And in a weird way, I partly engage with this because of the performance art degree I did years ago. And this is the kind of thing that we would have been told to go and see, go and watch, because this is like the inspiration for performance art. It's more than just a song. If you're thinking of a whole package at Eurovision, this is it. She's got an odd setup for most people, and you just think, she's sitting there washing her hands. If you've not already seen the live performance, I think she'll probably do something very similar because the presentation is very much part of the explanation of the song. And she's sitting there washing her hands, and she's wearing a nurse's uniform, and the choir are preaching around her this sanctity of health. When I first saw it, like a lot of people, I think, were getting really confused about what the message is because it's totally in Serbian. So you think, oh, maybe it's actually about COVID crisis, etc. We can all identify, I think, with something to do with the health situation, honestly. And as well as a self-employed artist, I can identify with the not being supported financially thing should something go wrong as well. There's many layers to it, and you can take from it what you want to. As a casual viewer, though, the rhythms are very offbeat, aren't they? They're not your casual pop song rhythms that are going there. She's not afraid to pause and let you just carry on after that. I get kind of Grace Jones and Laurie Anderson there. That's for the old folk. You know, it's got a really interesting soul to it. And it should stand out well. Whether it'll attract the attention in a good way, I'm not sure.
Hey, you know what? I think this has potential. As has been said by Chris here, if you divide opinion, you have a competitive entry. And Thomas actually says, I find it completely fascinating, hypnotic even. And even Lena says, I've got to listen to it more.
Yeah.
Tristan, I know you love a really quirky entry. I'm assuming this is up there for you this year as well.
It is. I mean, and like with Romania, which has got that thing which you just can't get out of your head. Biti strava, biti strava. I've woken up listening, saying biti strava in the morning. It is a fantastic song. I really, really like it. I think it's going to depend a lot on whether the various broadcasters explain what the song is about. I think we can trust that Graham Norton, people like that, will tell the audience what it's about. I don't know if that's going to be the case with every, and of course, all the people watch it without any commentary at all. But as Donna says, if they don't know what it's about, they'll think it's about the pandemic, which doesn't matter. That's what I thought when I first saw the national final in Serbia, and it didn't matter. It was my favourite then, and because that's what I thought it was about. So it doesn't really matter. But also the juries, they will know what the song's about because it'll be in their notes. And they're all artists. They're all pretty much all of them are music professionals. They're artists, so they're going to relate immediately to the message. So they're going to vote for it as well. It will divide opinions, but with Montenegro in the same voting in that semi-final, they're singing third, which isn't very good. But there again, I think it will scrape through, and then hopefully. If it gets a nice, juicy positioning in the final, it could do very well indeed. But it all depends on a lot of it depends on whether the broadcasters will explain what it's about. Not that it really matters anyway. I think it's still a great song, and it's just going to stand out because it's going to look quite weird.
I think third is an advantage for it. I mean, certainly if we go back to the old contests when there were only 18, 19 participants, being third on stage actually was seen as quite a positive. So I reckon that could really work for it. I do agree with Michelle, though, in the chat, who basically says it's absolutely bonkers. Did someone order bonkers? Here you have it. And I think it's done so well. Stu, what do you make of this?
I'm not sure I've got anything really to add. I mean, everyone's pretty much summed it up. Donna did a phenomenal job of telling the story really, really well of what Serbia were trying to deliver on stage. And boy, do they deliver it. If you're looking for performance art, then you found it in Serbia this year. Without question, she's the best performer at this year's Eurovision. Maybe not the best vocalist. I think we'll come on to that in the next few weeks, but certainly able to deliver a message. It was interesting listening to Tristan talking about whether broadcasters need to explain the story. I don't think it's necessary because I think she does that with her performing. It's mesmerizing, it's captivating, as some of the comments in the chat room have said. I think Serbia tend to do relatively well anyway. I think this is going to have a lot of votes behind it. It's a definite qualifier for me. And we all love a song about health. I think it's a really good entry from Serbia this year, and another good one this evening.
Yeah, it's another cracking song. Georgina, have you got anything to add on Serbia?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, when I first listened to the song, so I listened to this song initially, and I'll be honest and say it just wasn't for me. I was like, oh, well, I don't like this skip. And I haven't skipped a lot of songs, which I think I've shared with you before. But and then I think I see a few comments, I think it was on Facebook and stuff, where people said they really like the song. And I'm thinking, what? Where I've only listened to it a few times. And, you know, someone was commenting saying, you know, whoever wrote the song, like it's amazing, it's really amazingly written, and the words have meaning. So, you know, I took the time to obviously look into the words, and I watched the video, and today I actually watched it a few times, and it has grown on me. It's still not in terms of the sound of it, it's not a song that I like. But if you know what it's about and things like that, I think that's where it's going to win a lot of the votes. And I do think it's going to do really well. And it's very catchy. I've just seen some comments as well in the chat that have said, you know, they find themselves going, beep, beep, and that is literally me today. And, you know, it's catchy. And I think people will like it in different ways. Obviously, Donna's mentioned how she likes it because of obviously a number of reasons, but mainly the reason behind it and the words. But I think it will be different. It's going to be a very interesting one, and I think a lot of people are, you know, got mixed reviews. Like I said, when I first heard it, it was definitely not one of my favorites, but it's really grown on me, and I actually do hope it does do really well now as well. Now that you know more about it. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now because I'm not shut up. But that's my view.
Do you know what? I think you're absolutely right though, because I think every person loves a story behind a song. You know, we have these generic Eurovision bops that everyone loves because they can dance to them and things like that. But people love a good story behind it as well. And she certainly does provide that, as well as a phenomenal vocal to boot. Alina, wrap this one up for us.
Yeah, first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I didn't understand it. I was like, okay, she's washing her hands. Yeah, COVID, I get it. But then for the show, I watched it with the subtitles. And for the background story, I am a beautician and I work in healthcare. And I was like, whoa, this is so much more than just I'm washing my hands song with like a nice vibe. So I was like, okay, this song has so much more meaning than you just seeing washing her hands. And I just hope that that comes true. Like Tristan said, that they share a bit of the lyrics or story behind it, because I'm sure that people that I know at my work are gonna watch it Eurovision just Saturday, and if this is going through the final, they're just like, okay, yeah, we know it's COVID. It's been 3 years of COVID. We know we have to wash our hands, and they're just gonna skip it. I know them. Like, I mean, it's a nice song, and even have, like, for the Dutch speaking viewers, if you listen badly again, you can hear she's saying like bits of drama, een beetje drama, and I'm just singing beetje drama. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah. Do you know what though? One thing to say is that, you know, Vanya said the whole country is behind it. It's become viral, and children are making TikTok videos of it as well. So we could find, like we've seen with a couple of entries this year, that TikTok could actually bring dividends on the voting scoreboard as well. Guys, it's time to get the thumbs out. Again, guys at home as well, time to get the thumbs out. Very simple. I've gone over the rules so many times this evening, but might as well do it again for the last time. Thumbs up for a definite qualifier. Thumbs in the middle for a borderline. Thumbs down for no, it won't qualify. After 3, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, with Alina on the borderline. Everyone else says it's a thumbs up. Lee, it's a thumbs up from him. Chris, he's offering a thumbs up there. Andrew's got a thumbs up. Thomas has a thumbs up. Vanya has a thumbs up. Michelle, Phil, also Thomas, not to feel left out. David has a thumbs down. Lena's on the borderline. Andreas is also with a thumbs up, as is Harry. I think we can safely say that Serbia could be making its way through to the final on the 14th of May. Now, guys, it is time for the final song of the evening. Yes, we are off to an automatic qualifier. España, yes, sunny Spain, bringing the goods with Chanel singing the song Slo Mo. It's fast-paced, it's frenetic, it's high energy. Now, Spain last won in 1969, but we'll push that to one side. I think this has massive potential for them this year. For a country that, quite frankly, hasn't seemed to have broken out of the places between 21st and last over the last few years, I think this could get Spain's best ever placing in many a year, and something I think many people would be on board with. And I know in Tristan, I would have my most ardent supporter. So we'll start with you.
Okay, yeah, absolutely love it. I mean, it wasn't my favourite, the Spanish national final. That was Rigoberta Bandini, but I absolutely love it. She's had such a terrible time with the fans being against her because the jury, the voting process was very, very. It was quite unfair because obviously the most of Spain voted for Tanchuguedas, the Galician act, but it was that the jury was weighted so much in against them, and so this ended up winning. So she ended up getting death threats and all sorts of rubbish on social media. It was absolutely horrible. But she managed to get through it, and she is fantastic. Choreography is amazing. Every time I've seen her do it, it's just superb. I mean, when she was at the Festival de Canção in Portugal, that was mesmerizing. That was probably even better than the Spanish semi-final. I thought she was better in the semi-final than in the final, actually. I love it, and it will definitely be Spain's best. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Spain's best result. It's number one in the Eurovision app. However, I mean, that's not a fantastically accurate measuring tool, but it's number one. It's up there with Sweden. They keep sort of like swapping places, and Italy's been up there as well. But at the moment, it's number one. Amazingly, it's only 33 to 1 with the bookies. So I stuck a £5 each way bet on it. Because I think 33 to 1 is really good odds for something to come top 5, which is or top 4. It's well worth it. I think it's a great song. I'm worried about because in the official video there's that little breakdown bit where the music stops and she's on the ground. I really hope that Spain doesn't do what they did with Barret a few years ago, where she falls down and everything stops. That's something that Eurovision happens a lot. I remember it happened with Serbia, with I can't remember what it was called now. No, thank you. That song.
Na Heavily No.
That's it. Yes, was it Serbia or Slovenia? I can't remember now. Slovenia, I think.
Yeah.
And they had that thing where it stops. And Barret obviously had the thing where she fell down. I'm worried that they're going to do something similar with this because the fact that the music stops in the video. I hope not. I hope that they don't, because I don't think that. I think that's a gimmick that's been overdone. I actually love this. And I think it will do better than any of the other songs that Spain could have chosen, perhaps with the exception of Shane, that young guy, the TikTok YouTube star. I think he actually could have won Eurovision had he been chosen, because he had a real great voice and great stage presence. But I think it'll end up top 5 personally, without any problem. Love it, absolutely love it, and hopefully any people who are still angry about Tanchugueras being not getting there will end up seeing Spain getting such a good result that they'll forget all about it, and they might be a little bit less sort of precious next year when they do Benidorm Fest again.
And as Harry has put in the chat quite amusingly, she performed better than me when I last went to Benidorm. Now, Stu, let's come to you on this as well. Fantastic song, high energy. It's blown the chat room up. Everyone seems to love this. Is this something you're going to be bopping along to in the Euro Club? More importantly, has that £10 gone on Spain to win?
Well, I don't know about £10 going on Spain to win, Tom, but I'm now really excited. I've just learned that she's had all these death threats and she's on the lookout for a bodyguard. Where do I sign? Where do I sign? I'll do it for free. Chanel, if you thought I was red now, you wait till that song comes on in Euroclub. Whoa, mama, it's hot tonight. It's the best song in Eurovision, Tom. It's the best song this year. It's got everything. It's got everything you'd want from a Eurovision bop. She's a phenomenal performer. She's charismatic. She's gorgeous. She knows how to move. She knows how to dance. If this doesn't come top 5 and potentially top 3 on the final in May, then something is very, very wrong in the Eurovision world. Spain, congratulations. Potential winner at last.
Hey, this is what we like to hear. Let's go to Georgina on this as well.
Well, I mean, she's very sexy, isn't she? Firstly, but yeah, I really like this song. The problem is for me, like, I'm not putting it down. I really, really like it. It's a really good song. It's a bop. Everyone knows I love a bop. I love a dance. But it just a bit like, for me, just as a bit of like a cheap version of Fuego and El Diablo, and I really connected with that song and I loved it. And it's going to be hard to compete with. I know it's a new year and I should forget about that now. So, you know, she's still in my top 10 and it is a good song. But she's got to be really amazing. Like, I'm talking like her performance has got to blow my mind for it to get up there. So I'll be waiting for her to do that on the night and then I'll get back to you on, you know, that part then.
Hey, yeah, do you know what? I think she's got the potential to actually bring it on home. I reckon we could be looking at maybe Barcelona 2023. Donna, let's come to you on this.
When I find my mute button, there we go. She's not in my top 10, but I do like a good banger as well, and I'm certainly not going to be not dancing to this on the dance floor, given the opportunity. And I think she looks stunning, she performs really well, and it's a hook that, again, in the morning, I've woke up and I've gone, oh my God, this is another one that's stuck in my head. So, you know, it's always a good sign when something gets stuck in your head, isn't it, really? Whether you want it there or not, it's got that infectious hook about it that could do well. So, I can't top any of the other comments, honestly. It should easily, I would say, get like top 10, I think. If she performs it dead on, hopefully people will forget about Fuego, because it isn't like Fuego. And personally, I think she performs better. Controversial, I know, but I think she does. Spain's best chance in a long while.
Hey, in actual fact, you've got a kindred spirit in Yolanda, who says this is nothing like Fuego. Slo Mo is urban Latin music. And Lena actually says this year's needed the banger. And Eva, her dance break is very impressive. Meanwhile, Michelle is more concerned for Stu's health and reckons he's had too much sangria. Elena, wrap this one up for us.
It's a very good song. It's a banger, we all know that. And I have so much respect for her because she can sing, she can dance, and she can get her leg that high. I mean, wow, respect, girl. I can do that. Like, I can't. But there's something, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the staging, but there's some. I expected a bit more. I don't know if it was just only me, but I was like, this is so good, but there needs to be.
But we've got a chance, haven't we? Because the staging that we saw in Benidorm Fest may be completely different to what we actually see on stage.
I hope so. Like, or maybe she needs to be like, she's sexy. Maybe she needs to play that out. I don't know. But I expected like this girl, like staging like we've seen before, and I was like, that's not really it. So yeah.
Hey. Well, do you know what? I think Spain has a great chance of hitting the top 5 this year. That is our 5 songs done for this evening. Now, panel, and you guys at home, I'm going to be asking you in a moment what has been the favourite song out of the 5 we've covered this evening. You can choose from Romania, you can choose from Netherlands, San Marino, Serbia, and Spain. In the meantime, take a little sneaky look at this. Yes, the ESC Fan TV Awards are back at the end of April. Voting has opened. If you check the chat now, you can see the voting link is there, ready and waiting for you guys to vote. And we look forward to getting as many votes as possible from each and every one of you. And massive thanks as well to Sean, who you may have seen on the ESC Fan TV panel on Saturday, for actually putting the video together. Fabulous graphics as always. Now, guys, let's get down to business. What has been your favourite song this evening that we've looked at? It's Romania, Netherlands, San Marino, Serbia, or Spain. We're going straight in with Elena. Go.
I have to choose for the Netherlands, and not only for like the Dutch speaking joke, like it's so good. It's gonna be top 5. I know it.
Hey, Tristan.
No surprises there. Well, actually, it is a surprise because I've been so positive about a lot of the others. Has to be Spain for me. It's my 4th favourite of all the 40 songs. Just Ukraine, Georgia, and Ireland are better, as far as I'm concerned. But absolutely, Spain has to be in the top 5.
Hey, Viva España, Donna.
Well, actually, sorry, Lena. I'm not going to choose Archille this time. I'm actually going for Serbia. It may surprise everybody, but I absolutely adore that song.
Hey, Georgina.
Oh, it's a real hard one. It's between Romania and Spain. Can I pick 2?
No.
All right. Spain.
Spain. And Stu.
I'm the same as Georgina. I would pick 2. It'll either be the Netherlands or Spain for me. But given it going to say the same to me, and I've got to pick one, has to be my girl. Has to be Spain. Come down, Chanel. The floor is yours.
Hey, I have to say, the chat room, I think we're going to call Spain the winners. I think it's Spain for me as well this evening, but we're going to have a shout out to the people that have picked other countries. So a shout out to Ian and Vanya, who've gone for Serbia. John Boy's picked San Marino. Chris has gone for the Netherlands. Michelle and Phil have gone for San Marino as well. Jude's gone for the Netherlands. Harry's gone for Romania. And everyone else. Oh, and Lena's gone for San Marino. Oh, crikey. Must have got that one in, of course. And everyone else has gone for Spain. A clear, overwhelming victory for Spain there this evening. Now, guys, you may be sat there thinking to yourself, I've really enjoyed the last 55 minutes. When are you back next? Well, It's no April Fool. On Friday, 1st of April at 9 o'clock Central European time, we are back. We'll be looking at Portugal, Georgia, Ireland, Germany, and Australia. And we are going to have an absolute ball. There will be a brand new panel of guests joining me, and we are going to have amazing fun looking at all of them. In the meantime, if you've joined late or if you've just kind of tuned in, go back, watch this show again. You've not seen the others? There's 3 other episodes out there on our social media channels on YouTube for you to watch as well. And whilst you're there, you might as well click the like and subscribe buttons as well, and you can be notified every time we go live as well. I'd like to say a massive thank you to my panel this evening. A big thanks to Alina.
Thanks for having me.
Massive thanks to Tristan.
Thank you very much. It's been a great show.
Massive thanks to Donna.
No, thank you, Tom. It's been fantastic.
Massive thanks to Georgina.
Thank you. And what an exciting year this is going to be.
Hey, and as always, a massive thanks to my co-host. It's Stu.
Thanks, Tom. I'm going to go and get back in the pool. See you all back in the United Kingdom after my holiday. Bye.
Oh, there's always one, isn't there? Always one. Anyway, I also need to give a final massive thank you to everyone that has joined us in the chat room this evening. You have blown the chat room up. Some superb banter on there, and you never know, some of the people in the chat room you might just see on Friday night's show as well. We'll be back Friday night, 9 o'clock Central European time. That's 8 p.m. UK time. But in the meantime, it's bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.